not LA City Fire, but LAPD with a fire extinguisher. They're just going to move forward with their fire extinguisher and put this thing out. So apparently they felt it safe enough with their riot gear. You see that officer there with his baton trying to push a protester back there. It appears that they've made the assessment that individuals in this parking lot appear to be pretty calm and pretty docile, in addition to a number of press in the area. It appears that a lot of those people down there that aren't law enforcement are in fact press. So law enforcement made the decision there to just come in with a fire extinguisher and put that little fire out that was in that parking booth. But it just goes to show you that there's still a number of hot spots here that LAPD is keeping an eye on. That's the intersection of Main and Alameda. Once LAPD pushed those protesters down past Olvera Street to Main and Cesar Chavez, just as I'm kind of wrapping my head around what we just saw a few minutes ago, we see another barricade being put up with a number of dumpsters there. So people aren't leaving the area. They're just kind of scattering and regrouping, and then we're continuing to see different little barricades get set up in different spots of town as LAPD kind of continues to push the protesters towards different areas here. We're seeing a little bit of a progression north into Chinatown, but we also have a large group, at least a few minutes ago, that I last had eyes on, that was south of City Hall at, I believe that was Main and I think it was Main and First Street, and we might be a little too far away with the buildings in a way here to get eyes on that group there, but there was a group of about 500 people down on that side. However, that group of protesters, they weren't really doing anything that LAPD deems to be a threat, so LAPD is really putting their focus on the protesters on the north side that continue to set up barricades. They really don't want anybody to dig their heels in and set up barricades or anything of that sort, because the longer barricades get put in place, the more they get fortified by other pieces of trash and other pieces of metal that these individuals find, the harder it will be for LAPD to deal with it later on. Looks like that's the Spring Street Bridge that CHP now has been able to contain, and I think if we pan to the left, Rob, there, we'll be able to see the Los Angeles Street Bridge, and that's the bridge where a lot of protesters were throwing items down onto the freeway below, and you see that CHP vehicle on a tow truck. That CHP vehicle probably going to be a complete loss. It was actually set on fire earlier as people on the bridge above were lighting pieces of cardboard on fire and throwing them down to the vehicles below. So that CHP vehicle actually caught on fire a little bit before CHP officers were able to move in with a fire extinguisher and put it out. But